Thanksgiving in the Gibson household wasn't about the turkey. It was about the chair that stayed empty. Sergeant First Class Mark Gibson, SFC Mark, was on his third Thanksgiving away from home. His chair at the head of the table wasn't empty by accident. Draped with a tiny American flag pin, it sat there like a silent witness to the life he wasn't living. Lorraine, his wife, tough as they come, pushed through the motions like a soldier on her own battlefield. She cooked, set the table, smiled for her 8-year-old daughter, Emma. But inside, she felt like she was living in a temporary rental, trapped in what she called the deployment loop, a cycle of waiting, hoping, pretending. Emma tried to be strong, too. Normally, she was the family's little hard charger, but today even she was tired. Tired of the TV noise, tired of forced cheer, tired of everyone telling her to be brave. Mostly, she was tired of the silence coming from her father's empty chair. At school, Emma was told to write a thank you letter to an anonymous service member, but this year she refused to hide her feelings behind a stranger's name. This mission was personal. She sat at her little desk, legs swinging, pencil shaking in her hand. "Dear Dad," she wrote, letters uneven, heart completely open. Her letter wasn't full of patriotic slogans. It wasn't even about gratitude. It was a raw, confused child asking the question she wasn't allowed to ask out loud. "Dad, why aren't you here? The man on TV said soldiers get to stand down for the holidays. Are we not important enough? Mom made turkey, but the turkey feels lonely without you. Please tell me what your MRE tastes like this year." Tears fell onto the page. She wiped them fast, the way kids do when they don't want a break. Then she folded the letter gently, like it was something fragile. She wouldn't mail it. She would wait for him. Half a world away, Mark wasn't thinking about turkey. He wasn't thinking about holidays. He wasn't thinking about home. He was thinking about survival. His Thanksgiving meal was a cold Chili Mac MRE, eaten inside a cramped, damp hooch somewhere deep in the AO. His 4-man team joked about terrible food and missed dates, but Mark stayed silent, eyes locked on his gear. He couldn't afford emotions. He couldn't afford distractions. He couldn't afford to picture that empty chair waiting for him across the world. Duty first, always. They were running a high-stakes intel recovery mission. No reschedules, no delays, no holidays. Then the world blew sideways. A flash, a blast, chaos. The team was ambushed. Mark moved like muscle memory, commanding, covering, dragging a wounded brother to safety. Adrenaline roared through him like fire. In the scramble, something slipped from his vest and hit the dirt. A laminated photo. Emma, tiny, smiling, holding up a Thanksgiving drawing from years ago. For one split second, the battlefield disappeared. He was back home, carving turkey, hearing her little giggle. The moment snapped like a rubber band. He grabbed the photo with shaking hands, not from fear, from something he spent years burying. For the first time in a long time, the fortress cracked. Duty had always been heavy, but suddenly the weight of being a father hit him harder than any explosion. Back home, the Gibsons sat down at the dinner table. Lorraine led the prayer, steady voice, trembling heart. She didn't thank God for the food today. She thanked God for the privilege of loving a man who served a purpose bigger than himself, and for the strength to hold the line in his absence. Emma left her seat, walked to her father's chair, and placed her folded letter on his empty plate. Then she leaned her head on her mother's side. 2 soldiers, 1 uniform, 1 apron, both fighting the same war from different fronts. Miles away, Mark secured the ambush site, breath shaky, chest tight. He looked up at the dark sky,
the same sky his family could see back home. He whispered into the cold air, voice breaking. "Thank you, Lor. Thank you, Emma. You're the real hard chargers. The war is easy. Coming home to that empty chair, that's the true sacrifice. Thank you for holding the line." He strapped his gear, photo close to his heart, renewed, refocused, reminded. He wasn't fighting for glory, or medals, or the flag alone. He was fighting for the sacred feeling of being missed at his own Thanksgiving table. The empty chair waited. The letter stayed on the plate. Silence spoke louder than words. The deepest Thanksgiving is the thank you we carry in silence. Honor the families. Honor the sacrifice.